Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Stampin' with Candice. I am Candice coming to you from Hiram, Utah. And sorry about the delay there. I was trying to get it to go to Instagram, but it's still not liking me, and I don't know why. um, so, well, we tried once again, still not working. Um, Welcome, and I'm excited to share with you tonight. Um, Tonight I am doing another layout. This is something I kind of had in my head for a little bit and decided to play with. And once I started playing with it, I had a lot of fun coming up with different projects. So hopefully you will enjoy what I have to share tonight. And we're going to switch cameras here. Well, actually, I'm going to share the design with you first. So the idea behind this design is you have just your base card and a mat, and then you're using an embossing folder. So I don't know if you can see my mouse here, but the little swirlies that you can see in this design, that is the idea of the embossing folder, and then some kind of image and wording. So I'm going to show you. I'm actually going to flip it for what we're doing tonight. But I'm actually going to share with you, I think, my projects first, and then I'm going to share with you the one that we're making tonight. So I have a bunch of different ones here. I'm going to lift them up so you can see. Hopefully you can catch that embossing folder. This one I did it kind of at an angle, and then I used the new poinsettia stamp set for my image here. So instead of 3, I just did the 1 and then the little Christmas wishes along the side here. This color, I decided to match the inside of the poinsettia. So kind of a fun little card there. Let's see what else we got here. This one, I did flip it the other way. Let's see. Camera's going to be hard to see. There we go. You can see this is the little new bat one that I was talking about a couple weeks ago. So I've got that, and then I did my images going this way with the cut out wording. Let's see. This was my original idea here. This is the paper pumpkin stamp set that we got, the last one, I believe it was in July. And then, oh, I wish my camera could show it a little bit better because it's really pretty. I will post them all so you can see. But this is just the daisy background. And in the background, I just love how the this design allows you to show off that embossing folder with a fun little thing. This one, it's it again. Sorry, hard to see. You can kind of see it. There is the it's the 100 Acre Woods one with little Winnie the Pooh. I did grab the birthday wishes from the embossing folder, or the embossing, whatever. Uh, Paper pumpkin. That's what I'm trying to say. Sorry, guys. Another one here with the, this is the paper pumpkin add-on dies. So if you look here, this one's the stamp set and this one's the dies here. And just a thank you that I had. And last but not least, this one, what is the name of this? I don't even remember. I've used it a lot more than I thought it would. It's the Flowering Meadow. And this color scheme here is what I've been playing with today. You notice, you'll see it on these 2 cards and the card that we're going to be making today. This one I added a thing of ribbon across it just to give it a little bit different look. All similar designs though, basic same layout there. This one, this color scheme is the global design color scheme. So we are going to, I decided to play with the balloon festoon for tonight's card. So we're using both the stamp set and the dies for this. And I've already kind of cut and done a little bit of work. Now I will tell you, the embossing folder I used on this one, this is an old embossing folder. I wanted to use the stars and swirls one that is the new one, and I don't have it yet. So, but I thought it would look really cool on this card. So I found one that's similar. So again, you can use pretty much any embossing folder. We're using the hydrangea hue color scheme, peaceful pine, and soft sea foam. I love these colors together. They're so fun. And again, it's the Global Design Challenge uh, color scheme that we have here. So I've got my base hydrangea hue, and I've got peaceful pine, and we're just going to add um, this embossing. I've already taken this, and you can pretty much do whatever size you want. But for all of mine, with the exception of one, my embossed piece is 3 3/4 by 5 inches, I think. Now I better check that. 4 3/4 by 3.5. So this one, my background is the 3 3/4 by 5. Sorry about that. All right, and then we're going to attach this one here. So this is our base for our card. So all of my cards have the same base here of the background and this. Like I said, the only one that was slightly different is this one here. I did go a little bit smaller because the embossing folder itself is that skinny embossing folder. But other than that, they're all this basic same design. So again, I'm switching it up, and I'm going to go this way. And I've pre-cut out some of my little balloons here, and we're just going to add a bit of texture to them. I'm going to do the soft sea foam here. And so this stamp set comes with tons of fun little things that you can add to any of your cutout ones, because you can cut out all these giant different fun sizes. And you can check one of my older videos where I showed how to make some cool designs, actually like balloon shaped cards. You can check that out. There's also a link on my website. And let's see, I think I'm going to do this one here in little, add one more there, the peaceful pine, and then the hydrangea hue. We're going to add some stars to this one. Again, you don't have to. You could have just gone with the balloons how they are. I'm going to wipe that off really quick just so I don't get it on stuff. All right, and I've already stamped the happy birthday, and I did cut it apart and cut it really close size-wise. My idea in when I was coming up with this design, you can see, we'll lay these out kind of here so you can see. The idea was to do all of the words, whatever I did, I cut them out really, really tight and small was kind of my goal. For this design. One other thing I did was I took my blending brush and my hydrangea hue, and I just took a piece of, I think it was the gray, baker's twine, and colored that so that I had some colored baker's twine instead. And so now we are going to attach. I've got, and I probably should have did this before I did it there, but that's okay. We'll be able to cut them. I did cut out some of these little, I guess you'd call them stems, or strings, and we're going to attach them onto here before we attach them to our card. Let those dry for just a minute. I don't need 4, I only need 3. It cuts out 2 at a time, so that's why I have an extra. And then we'll let those dry for just 1 second. And we'll throw on, actually, yeah, we'll throw it on this one, and we'll leave the other little one, this one down. So I'm going to start with my hydrangea one. I'm going to put it clear up at the top here. Now, one of the things I want to try and do is I want my strings to be coming down so that they're kind of angling all kind of towards each other. Because we're going to put our bow, instead of putting it behind my words, we're going to put it over the strings here. And then we're going to add this one. Just kind of tuck it. I think I'm going to tuck it underneath a little bit, maybe. Maybe not, since we glued that one down. And then I can just take my snips and cut these off. And I kind of let them flow a little bit, and we'll turn this one into a bow. Yes, I tend to do bunny ears when I'm doing bows with baker's twine. Seems to work better for me. How about you guys? How do you turn tie your baker's twine? All right, so we got a nice big bow there. Can trim the edges a little. And we will use a mini glue dot to attach that to our card. Just going to attach it kind of right there. And then we can attach our happy birthday. And we're going to use some dimensionals for those as well. The dimensionals work really nice when you're attaching to the embossing folder, because there's a lot of texture on your embossing folders. But other than that, I also recommend the green glue that I'm using, just because it makes it a little bit easier. And let's add some of these. Just add a couple of those. So there we go. One more quick, easy card for you. Love how the embossing folder just adds to the card. And I will share the other ones again if you're coming in a little bit late. Like I said, we'll show you. This is the layout that we're doing, the embossing folder with the design and the message in a little square here. So it's hard to see. I will, again, share all the pictures so that you can hopefully see these a little bit better. Maybe they'll show up on camera when I take the pictures a little bit better. And again, these three here, using the fun color scheme from the Global Design Challenge. But I love how this transfers over so easy to just a lot of different types of cards. I could probably make a million more depending on what I'm playing with, but there's a fun sample of that same design for you. So again, I hope you enjoyed that, and I'd love to see what you come up with that design. One thing I wanted to share really quick, this card right here, I shared it a few weeks ago, and people have been asking for the tutorial. I finally have it done. I should hopefully be posting it on my blog tomorrow, so be watching for that if you're interested in the tutorial. You can go back and watch the live, but if you want the measurements and the step-by-step instructions, you can check that out on my blog, and I should have that one soon, and I will share today's measurements for this card as well as soon as I can get it there. Not enough hours in the day sometimes, but if you have any other questions, remember you can shop online at candiceanderson.stampinup.net. Visit my blog, stampinwithcandice.com. Remember, it's Candice with an I, Candice, Candice. And thanks again for joining me. I will see you next week are we? No, we're not into we're the I don't even know what day it is. Next week, I believe we'll be doing a fun fold. So I will see you next week. And thanks again. If you're catching it at the end, it should be ready for you in a few minutes and you can start over and check everything out. Bye bye. Have a great day.